Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, working fine. Good evening. This is the February 12th, 2026 meeting of the Town of Larwill Town Council. I'll call this meeting to order. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded in accordance with Indiana Code. All remarks, actions, and conduct during this meeting are part of the official public record. Attendees are reminded to conduct themselves with professionalism, to speak clearly into the microphones, and to remember that everything said or done is public and may be permanently retained as part of the record. So with that disclaimer, I believe we do have the sound issue fixed this month. That was 2 rough months in a row, but I think we're back on track now. For the record, all council members are present. Attorney Greg Hockemeyer is absent this evening, and town clerk treasurer Renee Sills. I had your first name, but your last name is Alzheimer's. Okay, first item of the agenda is the minutes. Did everyone receive the minutes? Okay. We have a motion to suspend the rules and forego the reading of the minutes.
I make that motion.
And a second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have any discussion of the minutes? Anything need to be revised, discussed?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay. We have a motion on the minutes then.
Yes.
We have a second?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as written. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Motion carries. First item of unfinished business, 105 West Main. A lawsuit update from the court proceedings. And because our attorney is out this evening, I don't know if we have a report on that. I saw something here. Oh. So is this, did anyone attend this? Renee, did you attend the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this was held on January 23rd. An order on rule to show cause. The court finds both defendants in contempt for failing to comply with the court's order of August 7th. Court determines that a period of incarceration of 10 days is appropriate. However, the court stays the incarceration in order to allow the respondents the opportunity to purge themselves of contempt. They're ordered to bring themselves into compliance by March 31st, 2026. And the court orders the plaintiff, which is the town, to provide a compliance report as soon as practical after April 1st. And should the respondents fail to bring themselves into compliance with the court's order, the court will order the 10 days of incarceration be served at the Whitley County Jail. Anything else to add to that?
No, just the evidence was presented, but the pictures that you guys were given in September, and then I had went the day before and took more pictures and then updated them, and then the judge got to see that if some things have been removed and the things that had not been removed and the things that have been added. And so yeah, we just presented that to him, and that was about the end of it. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you read, that's the ruling.
Any comments, questions?
Nope.
And I know no one likes, wants this action to be taken. It's just that sometimes if people just continually refuse to comply, there's no other recourse. And the town is steadfast in making sure that the ordinances are followed and that the town is improved. And if that's what we have to do it, it's unfortunate, but hopefully that will be brought into compliance before anybody has to spend time in jail. Okay, item 2, Auburn Marsh negotiation discussion of the invoice amount. And Jerry, I know you were involved in that. Do you have a report? Do you want to let them go into it?
I think we came to a mutual agreement there. That's the biggest take from it, I guess. Greg's the one that negotiated the whole thing,
Okay,
so yeah.
okay. Do you have any comments that you want to add, or, okay?
I think it's a very fair settlement from our perspective. And I thought the meeting went
Real
very
well.
well.
Okay, good.
What is the settlement?
From this paper right here. $36,120.
And that's reduced from 97,680?
88,740. 88,470.
Am I looking at the
Oh,
wrong thing?
this here was just, I gave this to you guys last month and for you, to help you guys to, look to see if we paid it in full, if we paid it in half, and if we paid a quarter. And then I marked it, I added it with Abner Mark's suggested amount. And then I showed you where we were taking the money from. And then on the far side over here, this will be the balance of those accounts. And down here at the bottom, that gives you the total of infrastructural money that is left over from paying the invoice of $36,120. Because originally they had asked for $52,327 is what they had initially asked for. And so I broke it down as paying half and then paying a quarter. And then I added, like I said, I added Abner Mark's suggestion of $36,120, which covered the permits that were additional, the design engineering, and then the survey that had to be done, and then the 8,200 for the camera in the lines, which took twice instead of once.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I don't think there needs to be.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, that motion is to satisfy the
Satisfy
bill
the bill, yes.
with Avon Marsh in the amount of $36,120.
Yes.
And I second?
Okay. All in
And you
favor?
wanna, there's, on this paper here from Abner Mark, it has like, paid in lump sum. How do you guys wanna pay this? Well, it says lump sum, never mind, it's already checked.
And that's just our paperwork, more our internal paperwork. So if you do want to pay it half or a quarter, however you want to arrange payment terms, because we still have to issue you an invoice.
Yep.
So, and that will probably come out later this month or early March.
Okay. All right, we have anything further?
No, I just need to know who, was it motioned? I think it was, but
Yeah. Jerry.
Jerry,
Lauren.
okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
And Renee, that'll take 2 more signatures from our side.
Okay. I'll scan this and send it to you, email it to
Yes,
you,
that's
Okay.
fine.
and then when you get yours, you'll scan it back and,
I'll scan it
Okay.
back to you,
okay,
and then just let me know how you want us to invoice you.
okay.
Like I said, if you want it over a couple of months, or if you want a lump sum, it doesn't matter to us.
I got the impression we're paying it lump sum. Yep.
If we have,
Some.
yeah.
Just give it to me before the second Thursday of March. Then I can have it, the warrant already ready to go. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. It's nice to have that over with. Ordinance 82, garbage rate, second reading, monthly billing. And this says $10.13 is, what's that represent?
Okay, so you guys have this other paper here? Okay, so every year the garbage rate will go up 5%. So down here at the bottom, I show what it's gonna be for 2026. So we pay two, Sweetheimers, $1,215.60 every month. And then 2027, 2028, and 2029. To just pay the bill, this is gonna be the monthly, the monthly billing would be for sewage and garbage will be the amount underneath the monthly billing, and then month per household on the far right is the amount that the garbage will have to go to cover the amount to pay Sweetheimers. So up here at the top, I just went through and just did some increments of just the 1013, the 1015, the 1030, the 1040, the 1060, because come next year, we're gonna have to raise it again. So we're gonna raise it every year or not. And then increase monthly billing down here at the bottom. So this month here, from what it is presently, would raise by 13 cents. And then, excuse me, this here would be how much additional funding would be like a buffer, because we pay for the spring cleanup and everything else. So it's an additional 30 cents, 40 cents, and 60 cents as you go out, where the monthly billing would be $10.15, $10.30, $10.40, or $10.60. So it just shows you that the ordinance you guys are going to pass tonight is, it calls out that the monthly charge will equal to the total monthly constructual obligation owed the service provider divided by the number of users. So with this ordinance, you can only increase it just to cover what the bill is, and that's it. So Hockemeyer mentioned it last month, if you wanted to change this language to make it so that you could place a buffer in there or not. I'm just showing you guys the options of what you have to accommodate the spring cleanup and still have the money to be able to do that.
So the bottom line is, just for this year, it's going up 13 cents a month per
Right now,
household.
right now it's $9.60 a month. And it's gonna go up to $10.13, so.
Okay,
Yeah,
so a little bit more than that then.
yeah. But if you increase it up, the bank is only gonna be like $288 a month. I mean, it's not gonna be a huge increase. I think those are backwards. It's not gonna be a it's not gonna be a huge bank, but like I said, we pay for the garbage is where the spring cleanup comes out of, so.
So we need to make sure we have enough money for that in there somehow.
But with this ordinance, it doesn't, it basically says you're gonna charge exactly the amount to pay the bill, and that's it.
So then we wouldn't have any spring cleanups anymore, or we'd have to.
Well, you would for a couple of years, but eventually, you know, you're only bringing in
Yeah,
what your bill is. I mean, right now the garbage sits at $3,909.20. So, and the monthly bill is $1,215.60. So that's about, 2.5 months worth, then it's gone.
yeah. We think we need to increase it because we need to be able to have spring cleanup. So I don't know how much that would be. It varies every year, by the amount, is that right?
Yeah. Because
So-
down here, 2016, the monthly cost per household will be $10.13. In 2027, it'll be $10.64. In 2028, it'll be $11.17. And in 2029, it'll be $11.73 a month. That's just to pay the bill. So, no matter what, you're gonna increase it, but you still got, if you want to continue with the spring cleanup,
Yes.
Do you have a recommendation or an amount?
Hmm. Well, our garbage bill is pretty low. If you look around at other towns and stuff, I'm not one to gouge anybody because I'm paying the bill myself, you know?
Mhm.
So that's how I'm looking at it, you know? But also too, if you want to use this, if we still want to have the cleanup,
Mhm.
then, you know,
You have to pay for it.
you're gonna have to, you know, this is how you're getting that service is by the sewage billing,
Mm-hmm.
or excuse me, by the garbage billing. So, I mean, you could raise it to 10.50 this year, and then next year it's gonna go up it's gonna go up again. Or you just, I don't know, go big and go home and just go $11.75, just get it over with all at once. I mean, it's up to you guys. But I'm just saying is that, if we want to continue with the spring cleanup, we're gonna have to give there's gonna have to be some added cost to the residents to have that service, or they're not gonna get it,
Mm-hmm.
plain and simple.
Yeah.
And I know everybody uses it, you know,
Oh, yeah.
there's some years that people don't use it, you know, and there's households that don't use it at all, but it's a service that we're providing for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like I said, I pay the bill too, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking forward to paying $67 and, you know, a month, but
But
it is what it is.
do we have an estimate of cost? How much have we paid past number of years for spring cleanup?
So the last spring cleanup, I think, was almost 1,000.
Okay.
So it's 120 houses in Larwill. Divide that by 1,000.
So, $1,000 divided by 120 households is $8.33. Divided by 12 is 69 cents.
Yeah. And the year of, if you go to, yeah. So what is that, 9?
So,
965, let's just make it 70.
I was gonna say,
13. That's $10.35 a month. So that's basically between 2026 and 2027.
And I'm sorry, I didn't write it down, but what's the current again, just so we know what that is?
$1,215.60. It's right there.
You know, per household, it would be, it's currently,
Oh, $60.40. Oh, $9.65.
there we go. Now, this is a
Yeah, that-
contract that we change every year, is that right?
We're making it so we don't have to, well, this is the ordinance.
Oh,
We're
it's
making it
ordered.
so we don't have to adopt an ordinance every year. Because
Okay.
technically, we should have been charging the new rate starting January 1,
Mhm,
but we're not because this ordinance hasn't been passed.
okay,
So we're going, and so, but the ordinance that he has written up states that we're only going to increase to what the contract is calling for us to.
so
Have.
this isn't gonna work, cause we
No.
have to have money for the spring cleanup,
Mhm.
so. We just have to figure out how much, so what did we say, about 70 cents?
yeah. Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. So it's 965 plus the 13-cent contractual increase plus 70, correct? 70
Yeah,
cents.
Yeah.
So it would be $10. It would go up to $10.48.
So 10.50.
Let's just do 10.50.
So 72 cents.
60.90 a month
I
is
think,
what it would cost for sewage and garbage.
I think it's well worth it. Can we let him know this, so he
Yeah,
can,
I will.
So do we want to wait another month then?
Mhm.
And we have
Yeah.
that time to do that?
You guys can decide you can decide the next meeting if you're gonna make me go back and add it on to people's sewer bill and make them repay it, or we're just gonna take the hit and go on and move along. So we want it to be so that this contractual obligation isn't part of the language in here. It
Right.
just will be
Mhm,
increases per
yes,
hill of the language, okay.
Yeah.
But you're agreeing that $60.90 will be the sewer and garbage bill, which will make the garbage bill $10.50
yes,
for 2026,
yes.
right?
They said there'd be no math.
Okay,
Next item, Norman Marcy Ecto unsafe building update.
There was no message here, but I didn't send him a letter. I didn't figure with all the snow and everything that we got last month, I didn't figure they'd probably get much done. So I will send one and ask for an update for March, since we're having some nice weather here coming up, so.
yes.
Okay, hopefully they'll
Mhm.
get on it.
We-
Metal siding start date?
Still waiting for the weather to cooperate. Yeah, it's gonna warm up, but then it's gonna be a muddy mess.
Yeah,
So we're gonna just have to wait a little while longer.
yeah.
He did tell me, though, that he was planning on coming here fairly soon,
Mhm.
like a week or so. So even with the snow, because he asked just about getting into the garage, you know, if he needed to, and I just mentioned that you, Lori, are around, you're still not back to work,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he said it was, even with the snow, he still was planning on putting it up. When
Yeah.
it was like 28 degrees, he was planning on putting it up then, so. So yeah.
Okay, report on the sewer disconnect at 106 South Depot Street. That's
It is,
been
completed.
disconnected and completed, very good. Region 3A representative for Larwell. I will volunteer to do it if you guys would like me to. I don't want to impose myself.
You should
Thank you.
ask if
Yes, it
anyone's
would be
interested.
very nice.
Sorry, what?
You should ask if anyone's
Oh.
What all does it entail?
Basically going to quarterly meetings.
So it's
Okay.
like 3-4 a year,
Yeah.
and where is it at?
Typically in Columbia City, they've had it at the bank, downtown. They've had it at the fairgrounds a couple of times. You're shaking your head. Have you been to the,
Yes,
Region
I've
3A
I've
meetings?
been there for the ones at the fairground.
yeah. So, but what is the requirement though? Isn't it, don't they want an elected official?
I don't know, I thought that's why we were opening it up to anybody. Because that's what Hockemeyer suggested, we see if anybody from the town wants to do it.
What days are it, or what, does it run a consecutive, like the second Tuesday or whatever time and that kind of deal?
They are set days.
No idea, does it say
I-
on there?
Mm-mm, they didn't put it in there this time.
They start about 5 in the evening and go for an hour, hour and a half. And the letter didn't
Mm-mm,
clarify.
mm-mm. Is a volunteer cooperative regional governmental entity providing regional coordinated and technical assistance to, and they list towns and counties. No. It doesn't say anything about who can be on it.
Okay.
Board is appointed by members, organizations on an annual basis.
Well, is there anybody who would be interested?
Depending on what day, I sit on a couple of the boards, but depending on the
Mm-hmm.
good day and, time, that kind of thing, I would be interested,
Mm-hmm.
or if he's interested, either or,
Could you state your name for the record?
James Jacobson?
And I don't think their first meeting is till March. I wonder if they would have that online.
If you wanna go, you can go, oh, we have difficulty trying to get there.
Mm.
Renee, could you maybe find out?
Mm-hmm.
Or,
And-
yeah, one of us can reach out to them and,
Okay,
Might know him.
Yeah, it says there's supposed to be a meeting scheduled in there, but I don't see it.
we get his
I might
phone
have come
number.
awkward for him. Just to put it
well,
together.
that's not a bad idea. Actually, I'll wait till after the meeting.
Okay,
So it's not broadcast.
all right, there you go.
James, if you'd stick around after the meeting, get your phone number, and I would say let's table this because something in my memory is
Yeah.
saying that they would rather have a decision,
Official?
yeah, decision makers. And I'm just thinking every meeting, everybody introduces themselves. And they're either county commissioners, council members, or in some cases for the bigger communities, utility managers or directors. And I don't ever remember anybody who's a representative. So I would love to have you do it, that's for sure. But we want to make sure that we're
Compliance and whatnot.
complying with their membership requirements too. So let's table this, and
Okay.
if their next meeting is before our next meeting, we'll just have to see what happens. Okay, United States Postal Service visit to inspect properties. I have something to say on that, but I didn't know if you had a report. Do you have any information?
I
So
have nothing.
I got a call from the Postal Service last week saying they wanted to come and look at a few of the properties here in town for locating a new post office, and they just wanted to make sure that was okay. And I said, oh, please, by all means. So, and they also, my understanding is, looked at it, at least one property owned by a private citizen. So what their timeline is, I don't know. We'll just have to, they were here, I'm told, so we'll just have to wait and, yeah, do you have more to add to that? No, okay, well, just tell me.
March is the deadline for their grant.
So Mark,
Or whatever their budget, they have to have something decided next month.
okay, so the report is, and you spoke to them when they were in
Kevin,
town,
when he was here.
Kevin. Oh, yeah, Kevin. March's deadline, so we should know something soon, I would think. Okay,
Date.
well, it's a lot sooner than I'd anticipated. Now, it'll take them 2 years to build it, but. Any comments or? New business, Commonwealth, SRF application due April 4th, 2026. Yes, please. Get to move the camera. I don't have the remote. It's over there.
So again, Chris Harrison, Commonwealth Engineers. I have to change that date on that submittal for the SRF application. It's March 31st, so it's fast approaching here. One of the things that the community has looked at last year was completing a master utility plan. What looked at the wastewater system, the stormwater, and then also the potential water system for the community. With that, I reached out to Renee and Troy and said, hey, at this point, what is your options for the community to move forward with? I'm assuming the wastewater project, but it could be any of the three accordingly. Currently, the SRF has funding for the infrastructure bill. This is the last year for that infrastructure bill. And we wanted to make sure that the community was aware of that, but also if you were deciding to use state revolving funds as your matching for your Okra, we wanted to make sure that you got into that hopper for that potential grant funding or low interest loan accordingly. And so with that, I have two documents here, and I want to go over the process and what's involved with submitting to SRF. The back page is the executive summary to catch everyone up on basically the scope of work on the wastewater side. The alternatives for the wastewater project was alternative 1D and 2A. And I included on page 4 a breakdown of the cost analysis for that project. But in the very back is an appendix, a map outlining the scope of work that is associated with that project that would occur. One of the major concerns that was brought forward with that was basically the sewage going under Highway 30 and the potential dip. And with that, hey, it's a process to get your funding, both SRF and Okra. The last thing you want to happen is for that to have a major upset with that, and then we had to go through, be more reactive, which typically costs more. The alternative also include the upgrade for the lift station associated for the north side and some improvements throughout the community. We would also televise the system, do some manhole upgrades, and then look at any initial repairs associated with that. Okay? Now, for us to submit for state revolving funds, which is due March 31st, fast track timeline. We know we have the master utility study. We're able to take that information and modify that wastewater portion into a preliminary engineering review. It's going to take some time, it's going to take some work, but the baseline information is there. The other thing is required with state revolving fund is an asset management plan. And this looks at your assets within the community, roughly around $5,000. And it also includes a managerial section and a financial piece. And I've outlined in the sheet I have here for executive summary, and I'd like to go through that with the council as a whole. The purpose of what we're looking for here is both for SRF and for Okra is to look for low interest financing, maximizing grant participation, and then pursuing loan forgiveness opportunities with both the SRF and the Okra. So the first thing I would like to cover is the state revolving fund. The community is eligible. Your median household income is $56,528. The disadvantaged community threshold in the state is $58,000. So you're below that. What that means is that Larwill qualifies as a disadvantaged community, making it eligible for reduced interest rates and potential principal forgiveness loans. Okay, huge win. When you do a major project, the one thing you want to look at is a low interest rate. And we're talking around 2 to 2.5%, but that fluctuates quarterly if you qualify within the pool funding program. Okay, or not the pool funding is a little bit higher, but if you fall within that principal project, it's a very low interest rate. Now, with that, here again, we're on our last year for the infrastructure funding bill. So that funding bill is going to target communities similar to you, that is low interest, disadvantaged communities, to make sure that you guys get those low interest funds. There is some requirements that we need to look at. Obviously, the SRF application needs to be completed. The wastewater preliminary engineering report needs to be updated and modified from that master utility plan. And then the wastewater asset management plan needs to be prepared or created. The asset management plan, again, has 3 technical components. You'll have the technical piece, the managerial, and then the financial component. Commonwealth will be completing the technical and the managerial. You will have to have a financial advisor to complete the financial piece. So with that, here again, we're looking at the asset management completed, submitting to SRF application, preparing that application, following through with Indiana Financial Authority with the SR application, preparing the PER, preliminary engineering review, looking at the overall costs associated that we outlined in the master utility, making sure those numbers look correct, updating those costs accordingly, and then submitting the application. So we're looking at overall costs not to exceed. So this is a lump sum of $15,000. You can look at that as $10,000 for the asset management plan, and then $5,000 for the state revolving fund and the preliminary engineering review update preparation. Typically, an asset management plan is running around $30,000 for a community your size. And the reason we can do it is because we have all the baseline information. Key advantage. The SRF can finance the entire project. So once you submit for the state revolving funds, They will come up and prioritize this project with the other projects that are coming in the state. With that, if you're in the fundable range, okay, you're going to get potential low interest loan, potential loan forgiveness, and grant funding. I don't know what that's going to be like. We don't know until we apply. It also provides low market interest rates, may include loan forgiveness, can serve as the local match for OCR funding. So OCR requires the communities to have a matching fund. The minimum is 10% if you turn the page over. We are seeing that if you want to be competitive, you need to have at least a 20% match. As we all know, you already qualify for OCRA. I did a preliminary breakdown on the score sheet for OCRA. I think the community scored very well with a OCRA construction grant. Here again, your grant administrator, I would assume, would be Region 3A. And then we will help them, assist them with their application. Similar to what we worked through with the T-Mobile grant, you're going to have support letters, impact letters, priority letters, also community survey. I typically become the left arm of the grant administrator. They typically call me up to make sure, hey, everything's moving forward accordingly. And there's a lot of work associated with that. So that would be included once you guys move forward with OCRA. What I'm typically seeing is the recommended funding strategy. It would be to complete the PER and the asset management plan, which would have to happen immediately. Now, I'm putting you on the spot here. We need to have a quick answer here on whether you guys want to move forward with this. And then if you say, hey, Chris, we're comfortable with the scope of work, the 15,000, I'm going to come over to Renee's office on Saturday and we're going to start gathering information. And then I'll prepare the task order and get it back to the council. You may have to have a special meeting to get that approved accordingly.
Yep.
So it would have to be fairly quick to make this thing happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is the, would the $15,000 apply to any matches? Or?
This is
Is that
for our end
separate?
of the work to complete the asset management plan, the SRF application, following through with IFA for the submittals, and then also preparing the PER from the master utility study. And then prepping up, making sure those numbers look good accordingly. So it's all basically labor on our end to get you to that position for the submittal.
Okay. So if we submitted to Okra, could we say, hey, we already paid 15,000 towards this project? Will they count that as part of our match? Or that it's just
Troy, I'm not really
different
sure on
bucket?
that. Now, your other option is, hey, we can totally stay away from state revolving funds. Although I think you're going to score very well with low interest and potential loan forgiveness. And then if you have another mechanism for the 20% match, and you're roughly looking at, let's say, $1 million. I know it's a little bit low here, but once we update the numbers, it's probably going to get close to $1 million. So 200,000, if you have 200,000 in your back pocket for the match, you can work through just regular Okra construction grant application.
Okay. I guess my question to Renee is, can we come up with the 50 to start this?
So this match is 200,000. You mentioned here that you.
Right, Renee, that's just a rough number.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, so you mentioned back up here that, that they can, is there grant money to cover this match? No? Or this is what we have to have?
Renee, right now, we got such a tight timeline to get this thing done. We can get this completed for you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to have to happen now,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
I think this is very important because we all know our sewer system is old, and this might be our only opportunity to get it upgraded at a reasonable price. It could cost us a fortune in the future.
Lori, typically, most communities
Mhm.
use state revolving funds as the match, and then they'll
That's what I
apply
was-
for Okra. Now, typically,
That's what
what's
I
going to
asked.
happen is you're going to apply for the SRF. They're going to give their award notice basically July. And then, hey, if all the numbers look great through state revolving fund, you don't want to pursue Okra, great, not a problem. If you do, we're going to have to submit for Okra construction grant in the second round.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of wiggle room here
Mhm.
to basically see what's available. I'd like to tell you that I have a crystal ball and tell you what you're going to get, but I don't. I really don't.
Mhm.
But typically, this is the avenue that is pursued, and then we'll follow up with Okra if necessary.
Yes. So what do you guys think?
What's this financial component? What is that? Because I am the financial advisor.
Right. You're going to have a financial advisor. The financial advisor is SRF requires a rate study to be completed. And then the financial advisor will also help with the bonding associated with the
Okay.
project. And I can provide you some financial advisors pretty reasonably priced.
Okay.
I'm looking at like a new lift station across north, which would help with the belly under 30 because it would be able to force the.
Yeah, so the lift station and the force main would eliminate the belly under 30. And that's a pretty healthy price tag
Oh,
to do
yeah.
a case and bore under 30.
Definitely. So, yeah. And our equipment does need updated, as we've discovered, as we keep having power outages and different things.
As you look also on 2A is the generator for the main lift station. And I know that was a discussion topic for
Yes.
you as well.
Yes.
And obviously, as we work through this, if the council says, hey, we need some other improvements at one of the lift stations and
Mm-hmm.
pass of what the scope of work is, we can include that as well.
So, what do you guys think?
I think it's a worthwhile project. I mean, it continues on with what was started with the study. It's just the cost of it. It is, I think it would be worthwhile. But number one, and I think, I'm guessing that we could swing the 15, it's just, then what? I mean, and that's still a little, I know you walked through it, but it's still a little unknown to me.
As far as, Troy,
What,
what's your thought?
just the general,
Yeah,
cost
so,
to the
so
town.
the general cost, and again, that is not to exceed lump sum. So we're going to carry through the, completing the asset management plan, submitting the SRF application, prepping up the PER accordingly. There is no extra cost associated with it.
so for the plan part and to be able to submit for the grant.
Yes. And at that point, once you receive your funding package from State Revolving Fund, then we're going to sit down with the council and review that information with you. Hey, is this something we want to move forward with? And if it is, then you'd be going into a design project associated with that scope of work. Okay? This is basically to get you through the funding process, and then once you receive that package from SRF, then you can take a hard look at, hey, do we want to move forward with Okra? And I will be associated with both those projects. And if even with Okra, when you guys step through there, making sure that we have the impact, the support, and the priority information to make your grant applications successful. There's going to be a lot of work that's going to be done behind the scenes.
So what I'm hearing you say is we get to the SRF package, that's the big unknown.
Sure.
And,
So what if they come in, they finance everything 100%? You know, they're going to give you a portion of low interest loan, but they're also going to give you some grant forgiveness, and you all like that. And at that point, we look at next steps. We look at moving forward with a design contract for the improvements associated with that.
Well, I accept that that's the way the process works. It's just unfortunate we have to pay $15,000 to get to as a cover charge just to get in the door.
Well, it's the asset management plan portion that is a requirement. Now, the asset management plan has been mandated by Indiana Financial Authority. Every community that is submitting for SRF funding has to complete and certify an asset management plan. There's a cost associated with it.
Yeah.
And
It sounds like it's a lot of work.
there's a lot of work associated with this. When Ben came in with, hey, Chris, we have a lot of baseline information. Let's shoot for the 15,000, which is going to cover all three: completing the asset management plan, the technical and managerial section, the SRF application and following through with IFA, and then also prepping the preliminary engineering review. So you're getting a lot of bang for the money.
Well, I know if we don't do something with our sewer system, it's going to fail because it's like we're putting patches on it all over the place. And when we had the power failure, it was tense. And I'm calling all over trying to get somebody to come and pump us out. And then they did, and we had to have them come back and pump us out again. I've been here, I was here when they put this in, and that's been, 30 some years ago. And we haven't really done much to it since. So I really feel like if we don't do this, we're going to have to do it in the future, and we're not going to have access to all these grants and all these things that we have.
Well, I think the funding will be there. It may not be in a grant form. Right now, we do have the infrastructure bill, which is a little bit bigger pot of gold than what we typically are working for. Next year is kind of unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. I've heard some update with rural development that they do have some grant funding, but it's pretty limited. It's more low interest loans. So this gives you an opportunity to take advantage of that. Now, I can't guarantee anything, but you'd be staged fairly well.
What value does the planning, preliminary engineering review, the asset management plan, all that have beyond just this application? Is this, if for some, and I know once again, you don't have a crystal ball, but.
So the asset management plan, the intent with the IFA is that they found that communities do not maintain their utilities. The asset management plan is going to break down basically capital improvements over a course of 20 years that you will set your rates accordingly to update your utilities assets. Every community is a little bit different, but with that, that's looking at all your manholes in your system, your collection, your lift stations, and saying, hey, this is where you really need to budget accordingly to make sure that you have those dollars for those capital improvements as they need it. Now, with that, you guys have done a great job. It's been 30 years and everything's holding together. I agree that the system needs a little bit of love. And that's the intent with moving forward with this portion. The preliminary engineering review, Troy, that would be focused on the wastewater. wastewater specifically. That's what it will be tailored towards. It will not include the water, it will not include the stormwater. All that information will be designed specifically for getting you the funding you need to move forward.
Okay. Well, I was in justifying the 15, I understand it, that part of it. I'm just trying to determine if, for some reason, we either aren't offered a grant or we decide not to take it.
You will have
Does
some
that-
type of package. So if you get into the fundable range
Mhm.
and you get your low interest, okay, great. And your loan get forgiveness. For some reason, you're not in that avenue, we'll be looking at pool funding, which is still a low interest, but not as low as what we potentially could get. With you being a disadvantaged community, this is one that's going to target you towards those lower interests. Now, we're still working down the funding roadmap, right? Once we see what our SRF is coming out with, then at that point, we can look heavily at Okra for a grant application accordingly. And see what that total package would benefit the community. If you do move forward, Natalie Schilling will be the project engineer. I think Natalie was here during one of the overall progress meetings. Initially, we kicked off with the master utility study.
It's been a while.
It's been a moment.
Sounds familiar, yeah.
And Natalie is, she's excellent.
Okay. Any additional questions? Discussion? You have anything you'd like to add for the good of the order?
So I hear that there's a concern about where this $15,000 is gonna come from. So there is a fund, it's called the Sewer Reserve. It has been there forever. And, it's there in case anything was ever happened to the town and we couldn't, it was established when we had the USDA rural loan. And it was always it was established so that if anything were to happen to the town, like the town were to go belly up for some reason or another, that the loan would there was money set aside for that payment to be made. So that money is still sitting there, which is $19,965 is what it is. So I do agree that the line under 30 is a huge concern. I believe a lift station on their side of 30, if we don't do something, we're going to get in trouble. Soon. We'll get in trouble. Something's gonna happen because of the flow that's coming from Red Star. That is a low spot, and our maintenance guy does watch it to make sure. But it only takes one hiccup, and we're gonna be a lot less dire straits than what we are right now. As far as the lift stations, all the panels have been replaced. We did that probably 10 years ago, maybe. And so, we've had to redo pumps and buy new pumps. And so it's just, it's a line that's, like Lori said, it's 30 some years old and it's never been cambered. So that would be interesting to see how it's holding up, just to see if it is holding up, which I think it is. We'd all be having problems with our sewage, but I don't know. I just feel that if you want to know financially if the town can do this $15,000, I believe the town can. I believe that the money is there. It can be done. It can be done, and then this financial component. When they did the USDA rule, there was a bond. There was we did a rate study not too long back. 5 years ago, we did a rate study. So, I mean, it's all part of, like you said, maintaining your infrastructure. That's part of your asset management plan. our towns not, you just said it, towns are not taking care of it. So here we, we have an opportunity to take care of what we have.
Troy, I just spoken to, because you asked me, could the asset management plan and the PER be reimbursed, right?
Mhm.
It can be. With it, most people, they can take it out of a general fund or another utility and then have that reimbursed back once they identify the SRF funding package. So that is an opportunity. A lot of communities will try to buy down rates. Now, end of the day, it's all about what the ratepayers pay, correct? They'll typically leave those funds in there to keep the rates lower.
Mhm.
Okay, and the size of the community, 15,000, it's a big hit. I understand.
They were talking about putting a generator on the main station,
Yes, that is outlined alternative 2A.
okay? And that is very scary because when we had the town go out several years ago, half the town came on as far as electricity and the other half didn't. So guess who got to sit there and babysit to make sure it didn't come up? And it did, and we had to have it pumped out again. So we have to have a generator on that main pump because otherwise, one little spill costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the 15,000 compared to a hiccup, which could cost us hundreds, I think it's well worth it. So that's my opinion.
Well,
Make
then
a
that's
motion?
just not too long ago. We lost power for an hour
Yeah.
and the lift
just recently.
stations went off and the high alarm went off and Mark went over there to pump it down and everything just kept, the relays kept tripping out. Well, then as they're standing there, the transformer is making all kinds of cracking noises.
Mm.
So they had to call our EMC out. We had to pump the lift station out twice before our EMC got there to fix the transformer. So if we would have had a backup generator, we wouldn't have had to worry about anything. So we
And
spent,
just last night,
well, yeah,
we had
that's a whole nother
issues.
story.
Somebody just
That's yet to come.
dug up through the line at the end and the high power or the high water alarm came on again and Mark had to go down and it just happens all the time and but people around here don't realize how, close we have come so many times. So, yeah.
Lori, most communities are moving forward with standby generators.
Yeah.
In this situation, and you won't believe how many communities I've heard the same story.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they didn't put them in. Now everyone's putting the generators in.
Okay.
Do you have a written contract?
I don't. So basically, what I'd be looking for is initial approval to move forward. And with this, I'll have a task order developed and brought over to Greg for review, and then schedule a special meeting for you guys to make acceptance on it. With that, if you get approval tonight, again, it's a fast timeline. I will be meeting with Renee, start gathering the asset management questionnaire information accordingly to move forward to get that started.
Okay.
What do
So
we need to do?
were you
I
going to make a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion, we approve, whatever this is called, the grant funding strategy, is that what a good thing, what do we, yeah,
I think what you're saying is approve $15,000
Yes.
towards the Commonwealth.
Complete the asset management plan, state revolving fund application, and the preliminary engineering review.
Thank you. Do we have a second? I'll second that.
okay.
So all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Do you abstain
I
or?
just have real concerns. It's just with everything.
Okay,
So
all right. Anything further?
No, that's it. Thank you for the confidence with this, and we'll make sure that this goes smoothly for the community.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
The Whitley County Human Shelter Contract,
Oh, gosh. darn it.
I had to say it
See,
again.
I have to leave it in there, get some humor there.
I make the motion to approve the Whitley County Humane Shelter Contract for 2026.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the contract as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Just so everyone knows, this costs $500, there's $540 is what this costs. And, I think it's 5 animals that can come in there to the humane shelter from Larwill.
Oh, there's Jerry. Oh, you've already signed it? Oh, Troy signed it. We signed it under, oh,
Did I sign it?
in the wrong place.
I signed it in the wrong place?
Yes, you did.
Well, usually,
Down here, and then Jerry signs above you. There.
oh, for crying out loud, usually you sign on the line.
Well, this time, it's different.
Did they happen to provide another one to sign?
No, just, we'll just,
This one.
what did you do?
I signed on the line.
Oh, well, I think you're supposed to.
Right.
Lori signed in the wrong spot.
signed
She
it?
should have signed up there.
Oh, I signed it.
You signed in the wrong spot.
Okay.
You signed on the line.
Uh,
So you don't
what-
sign,
just-
have Jerry just sign on the
just-
top.
Mark Jerry's name out
Yep.
and
Yeah.
put your name, print your name.
You sign on the top then. Put Jerry Utter. Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay.
And the end of year financial upload into Gateway.
So the end of the years has all been uploaded, everything is balanced and we're good to go.
Okay.
Good.
Francine's Friends Mobile, Whitco Career Academy, April 20th notice on Larwill website.
I got an email from Darcy Hoopengarner. She works with the Whitley County Health Department, and so when they do those things around the county, so she sent that to me, so I put it on the website, and there's a notice out here in the door, and I thought we should mention it here.
And I'm not familiar with that. What is, just quickly, what is?
That's for women that have mammograms.
Thank you. Anything, discussion from the council members? Anything for the good of the order?
That I can think of.
Renee, do you have anything?
Yep, so NDOT sent me the project for the ADA ramp construction, so I had to fill out this, it's just like a project overview of it. And, I just wanted to make sure that, because they came, the gentleman, Colin Topping, came and looked at the sewer blueprints and to make sure there would be no issues with it. So basically, it's just saying that we didn't find anything and I'm their contact person. So you guys can look this over and then I think I'm gonna be the one that signs it because they're gonna call me. So that's basically what that is. While you guys are looking that over, we had to buy a new controller for the plow that moves the blades and stuff. And then also too, we had to service the truck out at Schroff's for a new battery for the plow. Because there's a battery for the truck and then there's a battery that is connected to the plow and the salt spreader. So that wasn't working. So we had to put a new battery in it. So those were both taken care of. And then yesterday I got a call from the town of Pearston. The sewer line, main sewer line that runs down Ryerson Road got hit by, they were boring out, or they had bore out for the fiber optics. So Kirsten was getting a hold of some people to come out and find out where it was damaged at. So they did find it last night about 6 o'clock. It did get fixed. It was the damaged area is between 4 and 5 feet long. The sewer line is here. The fiber optics is right here. It's running right beside it. They didn't like move it over 3 feet. That's running basically right beside the sewer line. So, this is on the same corner. So as you remember, in the summer, on that S curve, we had where when they were boring, they hit ours, the sewer line there. And this is just like right around the corner is where it's hit. And so, the town of Pearson is taking care of everything. They got people out there to fix it. They came and pumped out the lift station because they had to shut the main lift station off. So they came and pumped it out. And then I am collecting the Indiana 811 tickets that the town receives, because after the incident with when the sewer line was hit on the S curve with us, I had Mark go and mark all the way down Ryerson Road to mark our sewer line, and you can clearly still see our little flags marking the sewer line. And so so it's all repaired now. And there is an issue with I asked the gentleman from town of Pearson, his name is Casey. I asked him if IDEM was contacted, and they were. And they had to check to make sure it didn't reach down into this ditch area, because it is out in this field. And since it's on private property, it's the homeowner's discretion on what gets done. And the homeowner is fine with it, just leave it there. So there is no
So the
recourse on that.
state's not gonna make them. clean it
No,
up.
he's not gonna make them.
Any
but-
idea how much it was? I mean, was it standing water or what did it
I went by it and you could smell it so bad
grow?
in your car with the windows up and your heater going, and you just like, oh, wow, yeah. You knew right where it was. It was terrible.
Hmm.
So I'm surprised that they not having them do anything, but that's good. So,
But I just have concerns that
yeah.
if it's the same outfit that hit ours, is it the same outfit that hit this one? So how many more could we have down the line? Hopefully none. We'll be positive, thinking there's none.
Well,
But,
but because it was marked, then it's no cost to
Well-
the town, right?
yeah, well, down in Pearson is, there'll be some legal action, I believe so, with this one. So, but yeah. So that's just, that.
Going back to the IDEM handicap ramps, any comments on that? Questions? Okay. Anything from the public?
They're gonna get that RV out of there.
You wanna, is that just a comment or you wanna put your name on the record?
That's it.
Oh, no, we'll- Yeah,
Already, oh, the one down here?
They never gave me their information, remember? And so we still have no idea how to get a hold of the person that owns that. So,
Okay, I know.
do you know how to get a hold of them?
So the gentleman that purchased it, that is on the deed, has passed away.
really?
So now there is a sister that has contacted me. And I did mention to her when I spoke to her on the phone about the RV, and she said that they were planning on donating it to like a homeless shelter or something. They're planning on donating it to something. I don't know. So I haven't heard from her since. So, but that was, I mean,
So did you get any information from her?
Oh, I know her
you
name.
and phone number and all that?
no,
Okay, that's good.
because, I don't know what they plan on doing with it. She did, talk about cleaning it out, and I told her that garbage here is for household garbage and not rubbish, so you will need to rent a dumpster to take care of all of that. So, but yeah, so that's the story on that house.
Okay.
Do you remember how long ago you talked to her? Before Christmas?
Let me see here. Probably, maybe a month and a half.
Okay, that's not
Yeah.
too long ago.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
So,
All right, financial report.
oh, and one more thing.
That's good.
I did purchase a table. So when we have these informal meetings, we have somewhere other than here to sit.
Nice.
So,
That'll be good.
Okay, that's good.
so yeah.
You can actually sit down.
Because
with
you had
people.
mentioned it a couple times when we had our little meetings,
Yeah.
and I thought, you know what? So I
Yeah.
did. I bought one.
Yeah, having a meeting like this, it's fine, but if you meet with a couple people,
Yep.
it's a little awkward.
So. So the bank balance, the end of January was $759,940.01. The deposits for the month of January are $14,972.68. The registered claims for the month of February are $11,655.29. Everything is basically the normal. See, where's that? Schroff's Garage for $331.51. That was to replace the battery and to troubleshoot to find out what was wrong that was causing the blades not to work. W.A. Jones, $406.15. That was for the new controller. The Woodley County Humane Shelter, which you guys just approved, $540. So yeah, that was $11,655.29.
Make a motion to approve the financial report is read.
One second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the financial report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, anything else? Go to the order? Nope. All right, have a motion to adjourn?
Yep.
Okay, and
Okay.
we all say aye, so
Aye.
we are adjourned.
Still.
What did I just do with that?
Oh, that's long over there. Pretty good. Just, went up to Pennsylvania and picked up the
Mm-hmm.